Because of this conference, which is taking place at this place, which is in Lusaka, organized by the Bakita Foundation. And it's a conference that I think seeks to interrogate the much talked about issues regarding the girl child education. So much talk. There have been several forums that we've talked about the girl child education, access to education, quality education, and I think this conference seeks to address the many commitments that have been made as to how we want to see a girl child have that access to quality education. So basically, we are here to see how we can actualize these many commitments that we have been committing ourselves to. So in short, this is what has led here to the part of the proceedings that are taking place here in Lusaka. Well, it's an open secret that a girl tomorrow will be the mother. So all of us, this earth exists because of the same girl. Now looking at the situation as it stands, on the traditional perspective, where a girl hasn't received the fair share in terms of life, I've felt that I feel there is need, because all of us, we've passed through the hands of mothers. And when you look at the mother's love and the care, I think is what has made all of us to be who we are now. So for us to have that future for everyone else, we must level the playing field where this girl child must be given that platform, must be educated just like any other human being. And once this girl receives that quality education, it means even those that will come out of this girl who will be an educated adult in future, will have an easy life in future. So basically, this is what has made me to look at this issue different. I'm sure a few of us look at it the way we are, but others are still not able to understand why we are talking about the girl child education. I think some of the cultural practices that has hindered a girl child to have access to education, the major one which we are still even now fighting, I think it's a practice which is called initiation ceremony, which is called chinamwari in the local dialects. These ceremonies, most of the time, what girls are taught, I think, do not tarry with their age, because these people in the cultural spheres still understands that when a girl comes out of age, it means she's an adult. But these days, the way the situation has been, the environment, the foods that we eat these days, girls tend to come out of age at an early age, 10 years, sometimes 9 years, when they're still considered at that age to be babies. So these ceremonies, when they are conducted, they tend to teach girls what an adult should be doing, how to look after a man, how to look after a marriage. We have tried on several occasions to engage these elderly women who are known as alangis in the local languages here, to change the syllabus, to tailor it so that they can only be teaching girls who come out of age issues to do with hygiene, how to look after themselves. these other issues to look after their marriages or whatever, these can come when a girl is going to towards getting married. But things have not been as up to our expectation. It's like they are not transforming. So in our case, we decided to completely ban these practices. No any girl, young girl, should be taken in the initiation ceremony until when she is about to get married. Possibly many now are going in when they are 23, 22. So we engaged our women to be taking these girls in when they are about to get married. Then they can be taken in and be taught whatever they want to be taught in those activities. We have also, as a normal usual African practice, where as a man, I don't need to talk to my girl child, and whatever issues a girl child might have, she has to talk to the mother. So this is something that we have also tried to tackle by engaging our village headmen, our men, that they should be taking part in the lives of their girl children. I, for one, have been openly telling my village headmen that if it was buying underpants for your girl child, your teenage daughter, it has to be yourself as a father. Because if you don't do it, somebody else will do it. And once they do it, they will want to see how it is going to fit. And certain things as a man, you cannot just watch and walk away. So these issues to do with teenage pregnancies and child marriages, gender-based violence, trickles in as a result of parents failing to openly talk to their girl children. Their girls, when they are growing up, including boys, at that stage, they reach a stage where they begin to look for someone to confide in. A number of issues affects them, and if they don't find somebody to talk to, they might reach out to a stranger who might end up abusing them. So these are some of the things that we've been engaging our people, and in changing these, we call this program as being cultural transformation. We need to transform some of our cultures so that they are in conformity with modern day society. We cannot move away from it. We are already in it. What we just need is to join in and change the narrative. As a member of the Council of Traditional Leaders of Africa, our set goals are quite clear that as a Pan-African organization, working hand in hand with the AU, we need to do our part on the traditional perspective, to work on all those customs and traditions that hinders this girl child from accessing quality education. There is a lot that really impede our girls to go to school. We have issues to do with menstrual poverty. These girls will need our support. It's not just by giving them sanitary underwear, sanitary wares, but we also need to provide proper facilities, more especially at school, because when they're at school, they are more vulnerable, and when there is an issue to do with menstruation, we really need to support them, and we really need to have proper facility for the girls. In Zambia, the president proclaimed that by the end of this year, all schools, all public institutions should have waterborne toilets, meaning that a girl child will have it easy to help themselves whenever nature comes in. So as traditional leaders, religious leaders, or community leaders, we should do our part. We have also our lawmakers. We must continue to tailor laws that speaks to these problems. Of course, we have where laws exist, but we fail to implement these laws. I think it is important now to begin to walk the talk. Whatever we pronounce, we begin to put them into practice. So each one of us should do their part. Once we do our part, then this burden is going to be lighter. It is my belief that all of us across Africa can work out and end this problem. This is an African problem which requires African solutions. And once we put in our very best, answers are going to be found. It is not all the time that whenever we have problems in Africa, we look to outside Africa for solutions, for support. Africa has got the resource. Africa has got the resource. The resource number one is the human resource that we have. And this is enough for us to begin to tackle these problems. When you need support, you need to begin to do things with any means available at your disposal. Therefore, Africa should be able to stand on its own feet to begin to tackle these challenges, which merely requires a mindset change. We should change things the way they appear. We can make them change, and as traditional leaders, we have the currents of influence over the people that we need, and it is very easy for us to change the narrative and walk the talk, actionalize these commitments that are being made day in, day out, and they are governing resources. So this is my wish to see the next conference should talk about how we can improve on the actions that will be in place. This is part of my tradition. So as we use animal skins, the zoos of South Africa. So my tribe migrated from there to here. So we haven't forgotten about the dress code and also how you can be identified when you are amongst people of different cultures. So in Zambia, when you see somebody with this, then they'll definitely know that he's coming from the eastern part, is Ngoni. Yes. But the spots that you see, they are not spots. There are certain parts of the skin that sometimes might mislead you to look like maybe it's a tiger or anything, but it's a leopard skin. Thank you so much. It's actually something that touches my heart, more especially, just by the sight of the young girls, the disabled one, those with special needs. It's something that it really, shakes me, because no one wished to be in that situation. So it can only take those with the capacity to help them so that they can as well have a better life. So uh, sometimes I talk to strangers. When you see somebody struggling, I don't even look. I wait for protocol. And because when you are trying to do something, I don't think you need permission to do that. So it's just, I think, in my nature to at least put a smile on those that can't afford to smile because of situations surrounding you. Thank you so much for this opportunity.